In considering all of the things that my father and mother did that we would have it a little easier, one of the things that's been bothering me and seems to have been just really kind of overwhelming me as of late, and perhaps maybe it's the thing that motivates me to work harder than I ever have before, is thinking about the danger that comes with living comfortably. I'm not saying that you're unspiritual or ungodly if you live in a beautiful home and you have nice furniture that's easy to sit on. And that's not the kind of comfort I'm talking about, although that comfort is something that can contribute to a mindset of laziness and destruction. But it's amazing to me how we can get to a place of familiarity in our life with a certain way of living that causes us to allow ourselves to get lazy, that allows us to sort of float. You know what I'm talking about? Like just kind of cruising, not growing with or understanding or learning from the experience of hard work and dedication. And I think that perhaps one of the most majestic and revolutionary aspects of our relationship with God is the fact that God does everything for us, yet at the same time, one of the most dangerous facts of that revolution is the fact that we oftentimes become so familiar with that we do not allow ourselves to live in the natural state of gratitude by working harder than we ever had before. In other words, we take advantage of the sentiment of comfort that has been laid out before us through the finished work of Christ on the cross, yet we seem to have lost our sense of gratitude for what God has done, and thus we have become slack concerning all that God has put in front of us. I actually think in my heart that the reason why we see passages like the passage we're going to be going through this week and next week and the next few weeks to come is because God wants us to take full advantage of everything that He's done for us, but not at the expense of us living idle lives. Not at the expense of us walking away from and denying the responsibility of living our life to the fullest, putting our hands to the plow and not looking back. Not at the expense of walking in laziness and sort of this kind of easiness with mediocrity. I think that the Bible brings passages like this to our attention that we might appreciate what God has done before us, so that we can take advantage of the joy and the freedom that comes from knowing where we once were and what God has done for us, that we can be in the place that we are. I think the bottom line is this: when we begin to realize the advantage that God has given us through the finished work of Christ on the cross, it is our obligation to live in a place of gratitude, right? Instead of this sort of comfort that teaches us to coast and not really care about what the next step is.